Hello, welcome to this recap of part 13 of our ongoing live code series, creating a website from scratch with Python, Django, and Wagtail CMS. This live coding series has been hosted on Codebuddies.org. Codebuddies is a global community of code learners who help each other through conversations on Slack and peer-to-peer organized study groups and virtual hangouts. The project we're working on today is built with the Python language, the Django web framework, and Wagtail content management system. It's a website for a nonprofit organization, Western Friend. Western Friend is the official publication of Quakers in Pacific, North Pacific, and Intermountain yearly meetings. Those are large gatherings in the western United States. This project is open source on GitHub. Today we're working on a keywords feature so we can categorize magazine articles and share those categories across different content types, which we'll build out later. So we have a pull request open. We were able to add this keyword feature in about 130 lines of code. A few commits in it. It was a little bit challenging, a little bit more challenging than the previous weeks, but let's go ahead and take a look at how it looks from the front end. So as you might be familiar, this is a magazine website and there are different issues of the magazine. Each issue is divided into articles, and today we added keywords to those articles. I should probably add a label here. Those keywords link to a tag page. The Wagtail is using the word tags, and the Western Britain website is tending to use the word keywords. So we might have to resolve that. For consistency, it's really important to use the same words for things to reduce confusion. Essentially, the tags index page links to each article that's been tagged with that keyword or tag, as well as the related issue in which that article appeared. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the code. I'll try to do this in a meaningful order. The new addition today pretty much can be seen here, but we'll go over one by one. We added a new model, magazine article tag. This is a many-to-many model. It extends this tagged item base, which I'll show really quick. The main field in the tagged item base is a foreign key to this tag collection, tag table. So this is predefined by Wagtail, and essentially any model extending this tagged item base will draw from the same tag set, which was something I was concerned about during the live coding session. I didn't know if I would be able to share keywords or tags across models, but apparently that'll be the way it works by default. For some projects that might not be preferable, but for this one it is, because we want to share these keywords and show them on a common page. Every content type tagged, oops, I got a typo here, should appear on this common page. I'll clean up these errors after I'm done with this recap. So back to the magazine article tag. It essentially is a parental key to magazine article, and when you from here it'll give you all of the items tagged as tagged items. I'm not sure if this is used anywhere or will be in this project, but in any case, when the parent article, magazine article, is deleted, it'll clean up all instances of this magazine article tag, kind of join table, all rows in that table. So the next addition, and I'll show you the corresponding template right afterwards, is to the magazine article we added a new field called tags. It's a cluster taggable manager. I don't know much about it. It's extending from Django Tagit, I think is the name of the third-party module that Wagtail incorporates. You just tell it what your join table is and allow it to be blank so that you can have content without any tag. In this case, we want to be able to add magazine articles, but perhaps not to tag them right away. The other thing we did, and I'll show you this on the front end, is added a multi-field panel and put both this new tags field and the snippet chooser department, which we added previously, in this multi-field panel, and calling it article information. So we have the article title, article body, and then an article information section that contains the department and any tags. And this is pretty nice. How you add it, for example, we got war, let's just say escape. You just add it and publish, and it's pretty straightforward. All of that comes by default for free just by using Wagtail and following Wagtail conventions. So when we view this page, let's take a look at the changes to the template, and then we'll hop over and look at the changes to the tag index page. It was pretty straightforward. You just say if the page has any tags, like if there's more than 0, then we'll render the list of tags in a div, which we can style. So for each tag, we grab the slug URL. What this does, and it was confusing me for a while, is looks for any page that has this slug tags, and we'll show you that page in just a second, because slugs are unique across Wagtail, at least at each level in the content. I think this slug should be unique. So maybe you can share slugs in different sub branches of the page hierarchy. In any case, we created a page at the top level called tags, and it will link to that and pass in the tags as URL query string parameter. And they're just rendered as bootstrap buttons outlined, and try to make them small so they're not going to be overpowering there. But that's essentially it. So the other change in the model was to introduce a magazine tag index page. So anytime you want to display, multiple instances of a content type, you'll need an index page. Here's the magazine index page where we show a lot of different magazine issues. Likewise, we wanted a tag index page so we could show articles tagged, all the list of articles, and content for that matter tagged, in this case children. So these index pages are, you'll only have one instance of this, but you still have to define it as a model. And all we did here is created that instance after, we have to do the migrations. If I go to the Wagtail admin and I go to the welcome page, I can create a child page, and these are where I create these index pages, and hopefully we won't allow the editor or anyone to accidentally create a second instance of the magazine tag index page or magazine index page. And in both cases, we've overridden the context. So this is the data that gets passed to the template. In the magazine tag index page, we want to get the tag. So we look at the get request and see if there's a key tag. This will return the value of the tag or none. Then we find all magazine articles that match that tag. Then we're going to take these articles and we want to put them into the context so that we can return them to this template. So to do that, we're inheriting from the page model. So we'll just make sure to get the parent model context, the parent class context, passing the request, and then adding a new dictionary key with the value of this query set, that was returned here. Pass that into the template. Then the template looks like this. Like most of our templates, they're extending the base HTML. We need to load the Wagtail core tags so that we can do some stuff down here. And then we're going to render all these articles into the body content block. So let's move that back here. Okay. Essentially, we check to make sure there was a tag in the request. If there is no tag, this is the first case that somehow somebody accidentally landed on this page without providing a tag. We just let them know that there wasn't one. But if a tag was provided there, so length means like it'll return a number. If it's 0, that's falsy. If it's not 0, if it's more than 0, then it'll render this block. I need to fix this, and I'll just do that real quick. Oh, come on. Essentially, we print the tag as a header 1. Then, for all those articles that we return from the context override, first we check if there were any. This is the same thing. If there are 0 articles, it's not going to render anything. So if I say test, we'll say no articles found with the tag test. There we go. So a couple of bugs. Fix them in the live stream. Recap. In any case. Let's see if this works. There we go. No articles found with tag test. Okay, great. Or I could just say no articles found. This is okay. So that's the case where you've got somehow a link to a tag that doesn't exist. So let's go back to children. Here's the important part. So if there are articles, for each article, it grabs the URL, creating a link in the H2 tag with the article title. It displays the body as rich text to strip out any dangerous characters and truncates the words to 30. We also added a link to the related issue by getting the parent, because articles have a parent-child relationship to the magazine issues. This is basically the core of how Wagtail organizes content using Django Treebeard. It's all a big hierarchy. You can also incorporate other Django models, but in any case, articles and issues are using the core Wagtail page model, inheriting from that. So you can get the parent title. It's pretty straightforward, and basically following recipes we've explored and learned in previous sessions. I appreciate the simplicity of most of what I've encountered in Wagtail and Django. There's every once in a while a little problem with the documentation. For example, when I created this parental key relationship, you have to explicitly use a keyword argument for the related model. The tutorial left that out, and I was getting errors. It was a little bit of a head scratcher, a little bit frustrating, but overall this has been a really great experience. Okay, well, that's a recap of today's code session. Again, we're hosting these on a regular basis on Codebuddies.org, and we really hope to see you around. If there's something you'd like to see us cover, or a hangout you'd like to see, go ahead and mention us on Twitter, or else feel free to hop in on these code sessions or host your own. It's a peer learning community. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.